Hi friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rainboots.com, and today I'm heading to the Dollar Tree to make a pillow gnome. Look how cute he is. If you'd like to make him, just boop, stick around. As always, please give this video a like so I know you're here crafting. So this is the big guy we're going to be making today. And the best part is you do not attach anything to the pillow, so you can still use it, or your kid can still use it. Okay, so I'm going to use, the supplies I'm going to use are a Dollar Tree pillow. This is from the plus section. It was $5. It's really fun, but it's filled with a gunky substance. I'll show you. There is a zipper. There you go. There's a zipper back here, and it's filled with filler that is a little scratchy, so keep it closed. That's all. Just keep it closed. But it's a fun pillow. It has a lot of movement. You've seen me use these on the Dollar Tree Grinch gnome and even on the Dollar Tree gnome tree topper. So they always have these available in the plus section. We're going to use a Dollar Tree ping pong and any fabric that is sort of nose colored. This is a baby hat from the baby section because it was pink and I could use it. Okay, so we're just going to wrap that around that. I'm using a pretty large glue gun here, but first let's talk about this. This is fleece. This is just red from Joann fabric. That glue gun is the cordless glue gun from Sheer Bonder. It uses the large glue sticks. Okay, so I'm going to use this baby hat. I just needed some fabric that was pinkish or nudish, so whatever you can find inside the Dollar Tree at the time of year, you're going. We're just going to wrap around this fabric right here like this so that we have a nice pretty pink nose. You can also use tan, you can use beige. If you use felt, I would say it's going to be a little bit frustrating, so go ahead and heat that up with a heat gun while you mold the felt around the ball. I'm just going to use some string here. You'll see that again for the pom-pom attachment later. So this is a two-way stretch fleece, meaning we're going to put the non-stretch vertically and the stretch horizontally. So this is just going to be wrapped around the outside wherever you want the hat to fall. So I want it to fall in the thickest part of the gnome. We're just going to overlap that by about an inch. That's it. That's your width. It's super easy to figure out. I'm going to flop this around over here. Now for the height, you can cut a hat that's just above the top of the pillow, and that'll give you a standing gnome hat. Or you can create one a little bit longer, like I'm going to do, to give you a nice floppy, cute hat. You can also get a white one of these pillows and make a Santa. So it doesn't have to be a gnome if you don't like gnomes. Okay, so you can see I made a little cut at the base there on my width, and now for the fleece, I'm just going to pin it together so it doesn't shift and move. And now I'm just going to cut a rise. So I'm cutting this rise so we have a nice little bounce in the back, and I'm just going to measure 3 inches and cut my fabric. Again, this is a folded piece of fabric, so we're cutting 2 layers at a time, which is why we've pinned it. So again, your height can be your preference, but mine is going to be 16 inches tall so that I can get a floppy hat. So I'm just going to add another pin where I should about stop. And I'm just going to join the 2 pieces, or the 2 cuts from our rise all the way up to that 16-inch place where I put my pin. Just straight across. All right, so we're left with this. You can take the pins out. You don't need them. All right. Now I'm going to put, you can see the bottom of mine here is not straight, and that's because this is obviously fabric I've used before, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's not going to be seen. So all I'm going to do is just give it a nice little hem up at the bottom because I'm going to add some detail later to the brim of the hat. So I'm just going up about a ½ inch here, gluing my finger and gluing the brim up all the way around. Super simple craft, and you can whip out a ton of these. I'm getting asked a lot for Christmas craft show, craft fair, and booth ideas. These are pretty sizable, so you can actually put these at the base of your table. So if you want to bring little toppers to baskets or whatever where you're bringing your materials, you can put these on the ground and they will still draw in people because they are that sizable. The best part is they're light, so people can ship them as gifts for Christmas or whatever. You can sell these online because you can also ship them easily. You can stuff them down into a nice little priority box. All right. So we're just going to finish up the brim here. Again, I'm going to get asked about the glue gun. It is the cordless Sure Bonder. I like it because it uses the large glue sticks, which after using the detail tip glue gun for so long, it's a nice change. All right, so now we're going to put the right sides or the outside of the fabric together, and then we're just going to glue down all the way here. Now this is a craft along with me, meaning this is exactly how long it's taking to make this thing. I'm not editing anything out other than holding the glue together. So as you can see, this video is 12 or so minutes long. That's how long it takes to make these. I'm not kidding. These are super fast. I would use a coupon at Joann's or Michael's when their fleece is on sale and see if you can get a few yards of this. You can whip up quite a few of these really, really quickly. All right, so I'm just going to glue down this last little bit here, and I'm going to glue down the rise, making sure I go all the way to the bottom. And you need to let that set before you flip the hat right side out. So now we're just going to place our hand all the way up into the very tippy top of the hat on the inside of our joins here, and just grab that and pull that through as much as you can, and then just kind of push it out and pull. You may not get a full point, and that's okay, but you can put a pom-pom on there or just leave it like this. So you can see we're going to put the seam in the back, so now you can determine where your front is. Now, there's two ways you can do the nose. We can, when we wrap that fabric, we have a lot of fabric, right? So you can find out where you want it, cut a slit into this pillow and glue it to the inside. But I don't like the feel of that stuff, so I'm doing everything on the hat. Additionally, that way my daughter can use this pillow without the Christmas part of it on there. So the first thing I want to do is remove some of this fabric, and especially the really thick seam, like the little brim of the little hat. And we'll even pare that down quite a bit more here in just a second. So it's basically going to be placed like this. Do not turn the hat right side out until you've glued down the little ping pong ball right underneath this brim. And I would say that because if you try to do it from the back, it'll likely mess up. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little hot glue here and then hold this until it sets, because we don't want that to shift and move. So that'll take a good 15 seconds or so. Well, I don't even think that took 15 seconds. Now we're going to turn the hat right side back out, or back, you know what I mean, right inside out. Wow. And we're going to glue down 2 layers. So you can cut one off. I was just worried that it would like fray or rip. It's a Dollar Tree baby hat, so I didn't know, what the quality was. But once I had that glued down, I'm just going to cut down the excess here. We don't need all that fabric. We certainly don't want it to show through when we put the hat onto the gnome. So now I'm going to glue the second part of the hat to the first part of the hat and just press that down. If you want, go and get one of the hot glue finger pads, or like I use little face mask applicators from the Dollar Tree, just so you don't burn yourself, because that's not thick fabric. All right, now that that's there, we cut off the excess. We can flip it right side out again. You're almost done. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now we're just going to slide on the hat again, position it wherever you want it on this little Gnome body, pull down the back, and now just lint roll it, because I have lint everywhere in here. All right, so I'm going to, as I mentioned, flop this hat over, but I think he looks a little plain. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to add something. I like this gray. It's like a tweed ribbon. I don't even know how to explain it. I got it on clearance, probably because it's an odd looking thing, but I really liked it. I wanted to leave a little bit of the bottom. So I'm just going to, this will be a lot easier if you take the hat off of the pillow, but I'm going to just fold over the end so that no fraying occurs on this ribbon. And then I'm just going to attach it all the way around. And yeah, this will be a lot easier if it's not on the gnome. So let's take it off the pillow, I mean. So there you go, work on a flat surface and just glue this down. I started and stopped at the back just because I wanted to hide the join. And yeah, it's this easy. I tried to stay the same distance away from the bottom as I could all the way around. Additionally, I tried to spread out the hot glue with the tip of the glue gun. And the reason I did that was because I didn't want like a big bump. I could see that you could see the glue from through the ribbon. So you can see I'm just putting little dots here. I'm going to spread it out with the tip of the glue gun as I put it on, and then I'm just going to tack this down all the way around. And again, this is a craft with me, so if you are annoyed that this is real time, please go ahead and speed this up to 2 times. It is a request that I have a lot to slow down and show every single steps. So this is one of the craft alongs you can make at the same time I'm making it. All right, so just FYI, when you get to the back, just know that you're not done. I'm going to, again, tie down the back here or glue down the back here and then glue it to the actual hat. But once you have that down, I would go ahead and see where it raises up and actually glue down any place on this hat where it raises up in the top of the ribbon, just like that. And again, I'm just going to squish around that hot glue with the tip of my glue gun and just make sure it's all the way down. I had a couple places where it wasn't attached. I don't want it to catch on anything. You can always sew this, by the way. I'm not going to stop you from sewing it, but quick Christmas crafts are the game around here this year. Okay, so all I'm going to do is position this hat, and you can cut off those, but I felt the hat was a little bit lacking, so I'm going to go ahead and choose one of the Dollar Tree pom-poms to sew onto the end of this. You can glue it on, but again, I figure with my daughter, I'm going to have to sew it. So I anchored in some embroidery thread with a darning needle and just sewed that right onto the tip of the hat, tied it off a few times just to make sure it didn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to leave the floppiness of the hat, meaning I'm not going to sew down the tip of the hat to the side of the hat, but I am going to cut off these things. Just be really careful. Do not yank them off, because on a different project I did that and boy, it made a big old hole. So this is our little gnome pillow from the Dollar Tree using just a little bit of fleece you can get from the craft store. Now, I love him. My daughter loves him, but what do you think? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, share this video and subscribe for more crafty fun.